This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man, Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy, Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray, and this is Dope Living TV Live. Let me start off by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Having said that, man, it's the last day of the week for us, even though it's not the last day of the week. Actually, it's the last day of the week for us at Dope Living TV. You know, we are on Monday through Thursday every day, Monday through Thursday from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. Central. Y'all figure it out on y'all time, okay? But 7 o'clock, 8 p.m. Central. All right? Cool. Having said that, man, we're going to have a great show today. Now, this guy's been on the show before and actually a couple of times, all right? What's going on, Miss Arkansas? Another day above the ground, absolutely. He's been on the show a couple of times, man. He's a producer. He's a director. He's a writer. He's a filmmaker. Let's just put it as it is. He's a filmmaker, and he's another one of those guys that if you are talking about great filmmakers, you got to put him in that list. Period. All right. He's very consistent, and he's already started the year off with a new movie, Emotions of a Murder. We got to talk about that. We got to make sure we talk about that. What up, Gina?
Hey, Emotions of a Murder. Ooh.
Emotions of a Murder.
Ooh.
Now, I thought it was Emotions of a Murderer, but it's not. It's Emotions of a Murder. They got a great cast, and it's just when you see the trailer, you'll understand what I'm saying. What's going on, Marcy?
Hey, Marcy.
Yeah. This is
you watched the movie.
I watched part of it. I didn't get a chance to finish.
Okay.
I had to get out. Huh?
What you think?
It hit home. Big time. And the title, Emotions of a Murder, like Gina said, she thought it was a murderer. A lot of people don't realize that it's not just the families of the murdered victims. It's also the families of the murderers and also the murderers, period. What emotions when you are caught, when possibly your life is taken away, or if you're not caught, what type of emotions and what are you going through, knowing that there's a possibility of one day getting caught and finding out that, yes, you are guilty. So there are emotions on all sides, and it's interesting. It was an interesting what I saw hit home also, where the little 6-year-old, that's my grandson turned 6 2 days after.
Okay.
So it was like, wow, really. So it's a very interesting movie. It can get people to think. Again, not even with the families that are involved, the community. And it just really can make someone really think about things that are going on. And even, just when you look at it, you need to look at the movie, but just when you're talking to young people, there are things that they don't really realize when they're out in the streets.
So this movie is on Tubi. It's on Tubi. So I want everybody to go and check out Emotions of a Murder. All right. Also, a shout out to BG Howard. He said he can't be on tonight. He has a podcast, but he just wants to say hello. Appreciate you. All right.
Hey,
And
BG.
Break a leg, BG.
Miss Arkansas, Cynthia Rudd is on as always, man, and she's gonna be on next week. All right, we're gonna have some laughs.
Yes, yes.
All right. So I see where I saw him punching buttons, and now he punched the button, and now he's out. His device is not connected. Come on, Nakia, come on, come back to the phone.
He's coming.
There he is. Okay, he is the original Big Red. All right, that's the original Big Red. When Robert Townsend did it in the movie, that wasn't even that was some dude. All right,
some dude.
Everybody say
some
what's
dude.
Up in Hamilton. What's going on, Red?
Nothing much, man. Just grateful and happy to be here, man. That's about it.
Good to have you back,
Welcome.
man. He's been on, man. We caught up with him the first time when he had Entanglement out and Boo Boo the Fool.
Yes.
And he's come a long way since then, man. So we want to celebrate progression, man.
Thank you.
And the new movie, Emotions of a Murder. Now, Marcy gave it great reviews right now, man. Okay. I wanted to wait because I haven't seen the movie, but I wanted to wait until my weekend is when I chill out. All right. That's gonna be the first one I'll watch this weekend. So
all right.
Thank you for coming to the show, hanging out with us again, man.
Thank you, bro. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm trying to tell you. It feels good. It feels good. Hey, everybody.
Yes. It's good to have you back on.
Yes.
I love a good movie. I'm going to sit back with my popcorn, my feet up in my recliner, and I'm going to go for it. It better be good because I can't get that 2 hours back in my life.
You know what? You're going to go through all of the different emotions, I believe, when you watch the film.
Thank you. That was one of the goals of the film was try to find a way to show different aspects, how it impacts different people. Without it being too much, and that's a trick itself. But that was one of the main goals.
What do you mean by being too much? Like too emotional?
Oh no, too much information. Like it seems like today with a lot of people that watch movies, simplicity, is the thing. Is like people want to be entertained versus gathering information they may have to think about or watch the movie a second time to put things together. That whole process isn't there anymore. I think it's intentional, but it's like how many movies can I watch?
Right. Okay, makes a lot of sense.
And so you had a thought process on this one. Not saying that you don't have it on all of them. You had a thought process. So I want to do something a little bit different.
I'm sorry. You asking me right now?
Yeah.
Well, the way that whole thing came together was interesting, man. I never told anybody this story. It was never meant to be a movie. And it's funny how God put things together because one of the guys always say, man, it ain't nothing but God. It ain't nothing but God. Because if you watch carefully, there's 3 main parts. They're telling the same story from 3 different perspectives, but each story is made to completion as if there's not another point of view if you watch it carefully. So in the first one, it was just the general story. The second one, we replaced somebody because somebody couldn't be there. And in the third one, you can almost see how we added other characters to it to kind of fill it out, to complete that story. The way it actually started off, it wasn't even my idea. Somebody asked me to make a film project, supposed to be like 5 minutes long. When I got done, it was like 15 minutes. So they did what they were going to do with it. I think it was about 6 months later. They said, hey, let's do another one like that, but let's do a different point of view. Their whole goal was about stopping violence. We've done a lot of stop the violence videos, so we kind of had that vibe going. Then another like 8 months later, they was like, you know what? Can you make another one? And so they were just telling us to make them. Then once all 3 of them were done, like they were just showing them to the community, you know, explain to people like violence, you know, impacts these different people, just not the victim, yada, yada, yada. Then I was like, hey, can I just put it together and just put it out everywhere versus just being in the city? And he was like, no, man, whatever y'all need to do, we got the paperwork, everything straight, just get it out there. So I called Jamal, and, you know, being there was something positive. He was like, when you want me to be there? So he kind of just came through, and it was a good lookout what he did. And we knocked all his stuff out in a couple of days, and I put it together. And I looked back, I was like, man, this is a movie without even, you know, trying to make it a movie. And so it's just funny how it happened, because I truly believe that was just something of God. That had nothing to do with us.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying about, you know, you and people like you, man. You guys think differently than we do. You know, and how you put something like that together when it wasn't supposed to be a movie, and it clicks in your head, and it's like, man, that's a movie. And according to Marcy, it is a movie. So, but you know, that wasn't even you what you were doing. Let's go back, man. 7 years old. You wasn't thinking about making movies. Oh no, man. Well, I was doing what every probably black kid in America was doing. I was playing basketball and rapping. That's what I was doing. But man, I was going to be a rapper. I wrote and produced music. I can remember, man, I could have been no more than maybe 10 or 11. And they got this little sampling machine that came out. And I was begging my dad for it. Like, you know, I wanted the machine. And he's like, man, you know, whatever. And this contest came out with this record label. When I was young, I didn't know what was what. And this record label came, and they was having this big show. And you auditioned to get a record deal. Man, knowing now that sounds like straight, you know, malarkey, but exactly.
That's my word.
I begged my dad for that thing. And this really has, I mean, I'm not sure it has anything to do with anything, but I got that beat machine, man. I made the best 2 or 3 songs I could make. I went out to that show. I performed with those people. I gave it every single thing I got just to realize when it was over with. It was just a promotional deal for the dude to make some money. And I went home, man, and I ain't gonna lie, as a kid, man, I cried because I felt like I begged my dad for that. I had all these super expectations, like life was going to change. I was a kid, you know, but it was just funny thinking about the music in those moments, just the reality of it. Yeah, man. I think, like you said, every black kid, I don't care how old you are, man, the first thought is music. I got to be in the music. And rapping is, my son had same dreams, man. Okay, want to be a rapper, but he continued his journey. But and that had to be hard, man, on you as a kid, number one. But that was what you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's the funny thing with me. I know that I really wanted to do it. It wasn't because of anything anybody else was doing. I can remember being. That's probably 3rd or 4th grade, and like nobody really knew about rap music. Like they heard about it, but they really knew. And me and this one other guy, he started beating on the table. One of us, and then we started singing like it was like a popular song out at the time, but only us knew about it. And just there's a lot of places I went to that it was like I was ahead of everybody, but I couldn't say it. I didn't recognize it. I was like, why I'm the only one into this? You know what I mean? Why I'm the only one doing this? Well, I'm the only one thinking about making an album. I'm the only one out here, like really everybody's going skating and hollering at chicks. I'm literally with cassette tapes trying to sell them. Don't know how I'm going to get back home, but I'm going to sell my cassette tapes. You know what I mean?
Cassette tapes.
Yeah, like, because I couldn't afford the other stuff, so that's what, I mean, that's what I had. But it taught me a lot, and it taught me a lot about myself. And but it took me a long time to accept that's who I was, because everybody wants to be a part of what everybody's doing. And you don't want to be the guy that, you know, says this and everybody goes do something else. You want to be a part of the group. So, but it took me a long time to accept this is who I am. If it's just me by myself, I'm a rock with it.
That shows that hustler mentality, man. You know, the word hustler right now means a whole different thing than what it meant back in the day. You know, hustling back in the day was like, yo, man.
Like it was actually surviving for a need. Now it's just emotional want, or you know what I mean, and we're doing extreme things like we're trying to take care of our family for with our life. But it's really just some personal feeling that we'll probably be done with in a couple of weeks.
How did it feel to get that first Best Filmmaker award? How did that feel for you?
I'm trying to think of which film was the first, but
that's many awards.
Right. You can't even remember the first one.
But I know I remember the first. Well, let me put it like this. I remember the first award I made. Now, I was crazy. I made a Christian film called The Greatest Sex I Ever Had. And it really had nothing to do with sex, though. But that was just a tagline.
I was going to say, you said a Christian film.
I know. We'll talk about that on another podcast. That needed its own thing. But it really had nothing to do with sex. It was about, are we going to turn to God or are we going to turn the rest of the world? That was basically it. But I won an award for that. And it just taught me, so much about the reality of the business. I just got more people to vote for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, and when people were talking, there was like, such and such won the best award. See what the critics said and such and such. I'm like, what critics? Like, people vote. Like, and I get it. It's Hollywood. It's the smoke and mirrors. But it was just a reality check for me. That was a big award. The one I think you're talking about is, Entanglement won the best film. Well, you must be talking about the honoree where they did they honored me as a filmmaker in North Carolina. It's like a Phoenix Award they give away at the North Carolina Film Festival. Kind of like our film festival level of like the Dr. Dre Award for the Grammys or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That one felt good. That was the only award I got that almost made me cry. That one felt good because that was like, I knew that one there was from people seeing me grind. Like, okay, we it's wrong if we don't. So that one felt different.
So when you win these awards and you get the accolades and this and that, does it make you want to do better the next time, or are you already at your peak?
Oh, I'm definitely not at my peak. I don't think anybody is ever at their peak, really, because like being enlightened is not a destination; it's consistency of growing, And if you're not growing, then you go another way. So it didn't really make me. I don't know, man, and not to sound crazy or cocky, but I'm already motivated. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just so.
Nothing wrong with that.
That award was just real emotional. That all my awards, that's the only one on my fireplace. That's the only one up there. The rest of them upstairs. Forgive anybody who gave me an award for anything else. But the rest of them, there's a big thing upstairs with the rest of them. But that one is the only one sitting up on the fireplace.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I remember when I first got because I did a music video show, and I remember when I first got that first plaque with the platinum album.
Oh yeah.
It was one with Biggie, TLC, and Craig Mack. Man, I cried on that one. Okay, I cried on it because I'm like, this tells me that they appreciate me. The record labels appreciate me, and so the other ones, like I'm with you, man. That was the one that I put lights on it, lights shining on it. Every once a year I'd be like, yeah, toast to you and this and that. All the rest of them, all the rest of them closet, man. In the closet. I mean, I that's the one that got me going. All right. And it motivated me to do a little bit more. And the thing that we do on the show, man, is we tell the story, we tell the journey, so that people that watch the show can understand that it can be done. Whatever you're trying to do, it can be done. But like with you, it's the consistency and the love of it. And that's why when we got you the first time, Boo Boo the Fool and Entanglement, man, and I'm like, these were good movies, they were good movies, but they didn't get the push, the accolade like I thought they should get, and you just kept grinding. What makes you keep going? What makes you keep getting better?
Well, first of all that stuff is subjective. All that stuff is political. So I mean, anybody chasing awards, you might as well chase a hot dog on a string on a stick. You know what I mean? There's things where, you know, even what I try to explain to people about YouTube and things like that, like rarely you're gonna find somebody making a video really just for the good of you. Like they need views, they have a different destination, you know. And so when we get into awards and things, we have to be careful of that, because when you're emotionally tied to things, man, I feel like you open yourself up for like spiritual stuff. You know what I mean? You open yourself up to be so tied to stuff that it becomes idolatry. You lift it up where it ain't supposed to be. And don't get me wrong, I like that award, yada yada yada. I put it up there and I sat it up there. I might have went and touched it 3 times and not I ain't even look at it. You know what I mean? But I don't want to, even with my kids. I'm sorry, but we're not putting celebrities all over our walls. You know what I mean? Going to sleep and waking up, and that's the first thing we see. Like we're not doing that. We can put ABCs up there. We can put math up there. I mean, we can put scriptures over the wall. We can put pictures of you and your cousin and all of them. But we're not going to wake up like we're worshiping celebrities and things like that.
There you go.
That's the part I try to back away from. And you have to be careful, because if you don't, it's easy to walk in something wrong and it looks like it's right. Like with followers, you know. And I might have said this last time, it's not about the amount of followers, it's about engagement. You know, I mean, you have 1 million followers, the average engagement 2%, only 20,000 people moving, so all the other stuff is just nothing. But we'll get so caught up in followers, I got followers, and we're not even worried about ourselves and who we are. Now anything to get to that point. Now we're letting doctors do surgery on us, you know what I mean, to make us look a certain way, to think that we're going to be there. I think it leads to a lot when you just completely submit yourself to it. But I think we need awards, and this is the tricky part, because there are great people that would not get appreciated. You know what I mean? If we didn't, you know.
Remember that, Gina? Remember that. Just keep that thought in your head when you're doing these award shows for the authors. All right, because she does an award show for the authors, distinguished.
Oh wow, that's what's up.
Every single year. But you know, sometimes these awards give you a false sense of grandeur. You know what I'm saying? You know, you want, or now you think, to your point, Nakia, you think you're the best in the world now, but you're not. Don't put all of your eggs in that basket. Because one, that's a tough one, because it can put you in a place, but it's really not the award. I think now that you say it, I think it's just character. You know, and people always ask me, if there was one thing to just work on, and I always tell people character and accountability, because every decision you make, that's going to be there. You know what I mean? Every decision you make, and it influences the decision. So, I think it's and it's tough, because we need the awards, because some people are on the edge of hurting themselves, and they need that I mean, forgive me, made up online filmmakers award. You know what I mean? They need that, but there's a point of reality to what it is. And the reason why I say that, I never forget, this pastor told me, he said, man, sometimes that dollar you give that homeless man is that bottle of wine he needed to get to the next day. Like, you're not his God. You don't decide, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know. That's how I feel about the award thing.
It's a matter of staying humble, knowing that you might be up today and you don't know where you're going to be tomorrow. And like you said, the character, accountability, those who are building you up are the same ones that can knock you down as well. So for me, it's again, like you said, character, accountability, staying humble, and of course, putting God first. And hopefully if you put God first, you don't have to worry about the craziness and the big head and how many followers and all that.
You don't have to worry about nothing when you put God first. Period.
Definitely.
He'll humble you quick.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that ain't even it's funny, but it ain't funny, okay? But yeah.
Oh yeah. It ain't.
You get spanked by God, it's not funny.
That's what I love about Red, because he the last time he came on here, man, he just gave a master class and told the truth. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like the truth. They don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh, no.
Some people really can't handle the truth.
For real.
And I think that goes back to what she was saying, like, your relationship with God, and so you can be humble, being grateful. What's funny today, my wife, we have a radio in the kitchen. It stays on K-Love Gospel Station ever since we moved in the house, and I walked in today, and just out of the blue, this lady was like, sometimes you just really need to check yourself. Sometimes you need to put yourself in the corner, reevaluate yourself, and really check yourself. And I think it's, if you don't want God to do it, but for yourself, just being humble. And I think that's possible.
We had a filmmaker on yesterday, Quincy J. Trent. Shout out to him, by the way. His premieres today for his movie.
Yes.
Congratulations. Congratulations. That's a big thing there, man.
Yes.
It is. But he's a very spiritual guy, like yourself. And you guys are in a position where you're making these movies with meaning, and I don't want to say competing, but you're putting it in the same place where these other movies are at that really don't. But you make yours attractive because you're keeping it 100, you're keeping it real. Other people are really putting this extra stuff in there. How do you stay motivated for this?
That's tough, because there's no standard. We can go back to accountability, character all day, but still knowing who you are and standing on that. And I think for me, I can actually say, like, my wife and my family helps me be like, regardless of what's going out here, I got this. You know what I'm saying? So it helps me stay humble in a good place. It's tough for people, man. It's tough in that world. We are competing against each other. Because people have the same right to buy Marvin Sapp as they do to buy Lil Yachty. The same money will buy it. So we are competing against each other. You just have to stay grounded, man. I've had distributors tell me I had a distributor tell me one time, I can't take your movie because black people on the poster. I don't even know what that means.
Wow.
Yeah. I had a friend of mine had a distributor tell him, get the girl to show more boob, more nipple. You know what I mean? Wow. And so what we got to understand is that there's people, quote unquote, gatekeepers before the other gatekeepers that are in control of a culture that's not theirs. Right. So there's no standard. There's no standard there. So now I will let anybody, you're making the movies, but I let the people, the movies that you're making that's ruining your culture, influencing women to do whatever, I'll take them because it's not doing it to my culture. It's not, my daughter ain't going to play that role. And what happens is now you got letting these movies in, and we think it's okay because it's our own people making them, but there's no standard. So if the KKK was out here and I started selling KKK hoodies, but I was putting Nike stripes on them, I was putting African, they'll be like, they'll be mad because I'm messing up their culture of what they're doing. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing I feel with our culture. And when that happens, you get people that won't honor God with their art that's in the same system, literally, of people that just never been held accountable to a standard. So they're just like wild boars running out here with a camera.
I love what you're saying. We've had other guests on, musicians, filmmakers, and I have asked a question about now that you have the platform to make films or music, are you what is your idea about changing the narrative of the negativity in our Black community? And pretty much it was said, well, sex sells, drugs and all of that sells, the twerking, the dropping it like it's hot, the WAP, all of that sells. And I'm like, why can't we change the narrative? We're tired of hearing all the negativity about our community, but you're not changing. I commend you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
You're not letting the gatekeepers dictate what you do. You know, and that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I had a reality check. This guy was like, man, 100 years from now, they probably ain't gonna remember half of us. And he's probably right. You know what I mean? Because of technology, my son, my daughter, they're gonna be building their own legacy on top of mine. You know what I mean? Mine's gonna be buried. Then their classmates, now a 5-year-old kid can start a YouTube channel and make 100 videos, you know. Then is all these I'm just gonna be buried under all of that. So at the end of the day, like the old people say, you can't take this with you. What really matters then? Everything after that. And it's tough. You know what I mean? It's tough. There's all this stuff going on. It is very tough in this industry. You want to make money. You want deals to go good. You know what I mean? You want to. Everybody wants to have that moment where everybody thinks they are the boss. Like it's just there. And it's even in the church too. It's not nothing new. I think it's just a battle that is one of the fights, man. It's just about the journey. You know what I mean? You just give everything you got every day, and you know the person God puts behind you to pick up the torch. You know what I mean? You make sure it's better than it was brought to you. You know.
Yeah. Have you ever felt you missed an opportunity because you didn't follow the norm? You know, I hear a lot of actors or actresses, even authors, that say they were offered this big amount of money and they turned it down because they didn't want to do those things that they were asked to do.
I know of a few people like that. I have known some people that have been in. Well, I've been told, I wasn't there, but I've been told, and people telling me their stories is just how they've been there, and some artists had to leave major record labels, like big record labels we know, because they wanted to kind of just test their masculinity, you know what I mean, in a sense. And I know 2 or 3 people like that. I know of people that, a couple that had a little girl that was on one of these shows where you go up and you compete, and the girl won, except they wanted to take her to like LA or wherever in California, but they didn't want the parents to go.
Oh,
you know what I mean? They just wanted like the older brother, whoever there that was like 21 to go. Me personally, it's the reason why I own what I own, and I kind of do it the way I do it to kind of avoid those things and actually have something to give to my family. Yeah, I do believe, I know kind of indirectly, I've been pushed out of a circle or not accepted to a circle. They wanted my talent. They wanted my knowledge, but they didn't want what I believe. They didn't want my character and principles. So that has happened, I know, a few times. Even before film, you know, I had where I produced and wrote music and everything, and the guys took the music, supposed to be doing a show. They never showed up. They went, took the music and all, and went and did the whole show, everything without me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Wow.
That's crazy. We're talking with a filmmaker, producer, writer, Mr. Nakia T. Hamilton. They call him Red. You know. But and we got Madison on standby here waiting to come on. But let's talk about Jay. Let's talk about Jay. How did Jay?
Okay.
How did you hook up with Jay James?
When I stopped secular music and went to a gospel rapper for a bit, he was already in that realm, producing music and making stuff. And there was a studio here that Outkast came and recorded an album, and we ended up going by the studio. Never got a chance to. Well, I actually met him, but not there. And he ended up coming on the first episode of it's like this public access show I had called The Crazy Red Show. And he just kind of been there ever since. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how you do it, though. Shout out to Andre 2000, by the way. He beat me out $500. We played pool one day. He got me bad, man. He got me bad.
I don't like people that walk around playing a flute. Like there's something different about like when it comes to for real, like focus, and it takes a different. You have to tap into something different. It's kind of like a violinist. You have to
right
for that. You know what I mean? It's not like being on a basketball court. I don't even compete with people like that. Like, what, you know what I
I
mean?
didn't know. I didn't know at the time.
He got you.
He got me, man. And everybody just sit back. Big Dip was there, and CeeLo, and sitting there playing pool because I knew I was a good pool player, but he was a better one. Okay, and I didn't stop. Look, we played. It was $100. I said, "Cool." Bam. He beat me on that one. Then he said, "No, you can't go, man. You can't go." So I beat him one, and then he got the ring.
Oh, he let you win that one.
Yeah, that sounds like a little setup.
He let you win that one.
Hey, Red, he got
That was a setup.
He got me, man. He got me. But back to you. Memories, just like my tape recorder. Anyway, now we fast forward now. You've had a number of movies, man, and it gets better with time. And now we're here with. And matter of fact, you got 2 that just came out this year, correct?
Yeah, I get lost in it sometimes. I can't lie.
I didn't know.
Yeah, no, I got the name.
Well, not really this year. One came out like at the very end of last year. It's a Christmas movie, and Emotion of a Murder. Well, it came out end of last year, but it was on. It releases on platforms various ways. So it hit Tubi and like the main ones like Plex and all of that this year.
Okay, but I think I was referring to Behind Enemy Lines.
Oh no! I'm glad you said that. That's not my movie.
Okay.
That's Jay's movie.
Okay.
Jay wrote it. Jay directed it. He even edited the movie. He did everything for himself for the movie. And he's part of us, so we were just helping him push his product. Yeah, okay. That's released, but it still has other areas to hit before it gets the major push.
Right. Okay. Well, shout out to Jay James, man. Maybe we can get him on here one day. I want to bring Madison on here.
Maddie.
Madison.
Hi,
hey.
Madison. She's like, when are you bringing me? I've been sitting back here in the green room.
That's all good. I was listening to y'all.
Welcome, Queen.
Hi, how you doing, Madison?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Great. I got your name right. Hey.
Yeah, right.
She was, I think one of her characters was Natalie or something like that. And I've been stuck calling her that ever since.
No, I don't
know that's not my real name.
I never played a character named Natalie. I don't know where he got that from.
What?
Made it up.
You just look like a Natalie.
Natalie, yeah.
I mean, I did Nelson the same way. I was calling him the same name like a whole movie.
So you
hilarious.
He typecast you as a Natalie.
And yet I haven't played a Natalie. That's the funny part.
So that means you have to make another film.
And
her name will be Natalie.
Got to do that. So, Madison, how does it feel, first of all, to work with Nakia, and number 2, to have this movie under your belt?
Yeah, how does it feel to work with Nakia?
Nakia was actually the first director of the first actual movie I did, which was Secure the Bag 2.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Yeah. And that was the first movie I did, but that wasn't the first movie that I was like on set with him. I did Single Save and Searching, and that's how I ended up with the lead in Secure the Bag 2. The first time you did Single Save and Searching.
Yeah.
But Nakia, he has a great eye. I watched some of his movies before I did Secure the Bag. I watched Secure the Bag, and I just liked his vision, and that was what really made me intrigued to work with him consistently, because I've done 4 or 5 now, something in that area. We got 2 that haven't came out yet.
Yep.
Nice. I hear that when you find a good actor or actress, you hold on to them. So that says a lot, Madison.
Yeah. And now more than ever, because everybody thinks they can just step in the game. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So like you might have to swipe 5-6 times before you find the right actor. Before, like, they'll just walk through the door, it seemed like.
So, but now that you have somebody and a bunch of somebodies that you want to put in your movies, how difficult is it to make them look differently than the previous movie? The typecasting part. What's your process to make it look different?
Well, some of that stuff I have to let go of, and just try to focus on, get my emotions out of the way, and just try to focus on what's best for the film. I try to do the best I can, depending on whether it's my movie, just the circumstances I'm given from somebody else, to deal with wardrobe and the sets that I put each person in. You know, I wouldn't put one individual in just any set or any place in the room just because. There's certain rooms, and certain rooms have certain colors and things like that. And that kind of leads me into that direction where I kind of don't even have to think about it. I give actors freedom. Sometimes I give them a little too much freedom, but I give them freedom to kind of play with the script and develop the character. Because I think it creates a consistency. If you're trying to figure out what I want all the time, then it's a hit and miss. But if you just kind of blossom the character, you know who it is the whole time. And I think it just works out better in the film.
That's what's up. Madison, what's your process? How do you get ready for a role?
Well, I'll read the script. I usually always have the script with me. And like Nakia said, he gives us a lot of freedom. So when it comes to the lines, I might read the script and then figure out who the character is. I do a whole analysis about who this person is, and then I'll go back through the script and I'll rewrite the lines the way I feel like the character would say them, and just kind of go from there. And then, of course, it goes to, you know, making this person look like somebody, not me, to look not like me.
So is it hard to take a role? I mean, is there a role that you won't accept?
Right now I've just been trying to push away from doing overly sexual stuff, because I've been offered roles and I've read the description of the character, and it just sounds like a soft porn. And I had to be like, no, like, don't get me wrong.
Porn ain't never soft.
Greg, Lord.
Like, I'm not opposed to doing sex scenes. I mean, I did want to secure the bag, but it has to be tasteful. It has to, you know, have it has to go with the story, not just throw it in there. And I don't want to just play, like, unless she's a prostitute with other problems, or if she is a sex worker with other problems, like, it has to be more to that character than just, oh, I'm a sex worker, you know, oh, I'm just a woman that's just going around sleeping with everybody's man. You know, she has to have depth.
But
so that kind of goes to say all money is not good money.
Yes.
But see, and that leads me to a question, Nakia. So when you're writing, because your movies are not, I mean, to be as spiritual as you are, they're not overly spiritual, but they're not that other way either. But you go right to that point, and then you make a statement. I think that's brilliant, bro. I think that is brilliant.
I feel like with Nakia's movies, he always has a message, and there's always that one there's always that one part in his writing that I'm like, okay, there's the message. I need to make sure that I hit this, no matter how I write it. Like, even in Secure the Bag, like, I had to make sure there was a certain, I was like, I didn't get it at first, and then we had to say it over and over again. I was like, oh, that's what you're trying to say. Let's make sure we get that, because they're not overly spiritual messages, but very like, oh wow, message, you know.
Pointed messages, okay. And see, the thing is, and I think the lore is the titles too. You know what I mean? Those titles that he has. Man, I gotta go. Emotions of a Murder. Yeah, I gotta go check that out, dog. Yeah. And then they get into it, and they say, wow, it does, like Marcy was saying. You know, it's a message. It'll tell you about yourself.
It's definitely a message. And Nakia, you don't know. Your movie, I've lived it.
Oh wow.
Okay, so I've lived it with my son, and it just so happened at the beginning with the 6-year-old, my grandson turned 6 the day after my son was murdered, his dad. Okay, for both of you, Nakia and Natalie, no, just joking. Nakia and Madison. First, Nakia, is there a well-known celebrity actor or actress that you would like to work with? And the same thing for you, Madison. A well-known celebrity actor or actress that you guys would like to work with.
Well, he had Gravy in this movie.
Huh?
Yeah.
He had Jamal Woolard Gravy in this movie.
Who? Oh, okay.
Who?
Gravy, Jamal's a good dude. He looked out for us. But honestly, there's not It's just not. You know what I mean? I would love to work. It's more of an idea than an individual. I had this idea that I want to do. I'm not going to say it, but nobody's probably ever going to do it because you'll just be wasting millions of dollars. But it's about the idea I want to do. There's really no actor. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to work with them.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Madison?
Well, I guess it would be like the actresses that I kind of look up to, like Rosario Dawson and Maya Rudolph.
Okay.
You know, light skin crew, I guess.
My brights.
Right.
And Nakia, I'm available for your next movie. Don't worry.
Hey, I'm with it, bro. I'm with it.
Don't even worry about it. Even if I'm on the cutting room floor, man, it'll be just an honor to work with you.
Put them on the corner and with a tin can.
To drop a dime in it.
Yeah. All of y'all. Anyway, let's get to this trailer, man. This is the trailer for Emotions of a Murder. This is Nakia T. Hamilton, our friend, and let's just check it out. All right, here it is.
Check it out.
You've been holding this in for years, still holding it in. You need to talk to someone.
Or talk to someone, you better be coming from God. That's the only way I'll forgive a killer.
My son Marcus was a good son with dreams of helping people like you. And now I'll never see my boy walk the face of this earth again. You should have been his friend instead of his killer! Look at me when I'm talking to you! You murdered 3 people. You ruined your own life because you worried about what some people's gonna think about you because my son disrespected you? And where are those people you tried to impress now, huh? Where are they? Look around, huh? They don't care nothing about you. You're gonna be watching your back every second for the rest of your life. And I pray that the rest of your life is long and dark and painful.
That scene right there.
That's the emotions of a murder.
That scene right
there. You
there.
had the parent, you had the parent of a murdered victim, the child of a murdered victim, and you had the murderer. And so you're seeing in his film the perspective of all of the different people. And that's something that most people don't realize, that, their emotions coming from all, areas.
How to affect more than just that one person.
Because see, at the beginning of the show, I was saying it was emotions, but I said, well, why did you say murder instead of saying murderer? I see why now.
And it talked about forgiveness as well.
Yeah.
How do you forget a murderer? That right. And I know what the Bible says, and a lot of people are like, yeah, but that's different. But that ain't what God's word say. Just because, and that's hard. And that's not normally something that you can do on your own. That's something you definitely have to pray and ask God to help with some type
You want to say something, Nakia?
Oh, yeah. Just when she mentioned forgiveness, that was a big part of the movie. Because what do? You know what I mean? They're gone. Like, the what? Like, what do you do? Get rid of somebody else? Like, forgiveness is a big part of it. And I think it just fit perfect with the last segment being about the mothers. And when they talk about forgiveness, it's about the guy that murdered his mother. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, Gina, it look like we're gonna be up all night, man.
I know, because
it's good.
I'm going to get my popcorn when we get off.
Yeah, that ain't right.
Hey, I had a flyer to go to, so I couldn't.
I didn't bring you on here to increase my
finish. That's the only reason.
So now, but I can say I can say I'm honored that my city supported it so much. I'm honored Madison and Reese and all of them, man. Like I've had a lot of compliments and things like that, like through the years. But for actors, this has to be, if it's not the top, it's definitely the top 3 of credit that I got for some of my actors on this one. So I want to commend Madison, Reese, Kaz, everybody that was in the movie, man.
Man, I got to get, you know what? I want to start because I got this place called Brown Skin Coffee, Tea, and Wine, right? Shout out to Shayna Tate. I want to start a movie night there. You know what I'm saying? And
that'll be fun.
There's some, you know, with everybody's permission, and just play some of these movies because you know sometimes you have to search through Tubi to find the right movie. You know, it's we're blessed to know about a bunch of you creatives, man. You know, we know a bunch of you guys, so we support your movies and always. But I think I want to do something where these movies can be seen by a different crowd. You know what I mean?
And you know what would be nice with that is to have a discussion afterwards, because like with kids movies with the message, and you know that would be a good discussion once you watch that, or you know, because most of the filmmakers that we have on our show have messages with their films. So that would be, you know, something really great, and because it can actually bring up nice conversation.
Except for one, we had one guy, man. The guy rode a tricycle into a whole movie over. It's over. So I don't know. Well, he didn't do that. But we man, look.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do it. Cherish Love says, "Please do it, Greg." I think I will. You know, you got to start something, okay? But we wanted to celebrate you again, Red, because you just do great things, man. And you're not just put movies out there; you put movies out with a message. And you're trying to encourage people to do better. And that's the thing. And Madison, I know you're gonna do some great things. I know you're gonna do some great things.
She's ready too.
Yeah, Madison has quite a few films out. I mean, if you think about it, if Secure the Bag 2 is your first film, like you've been hot since
You've been
ago.
Right? Yeah,
you've been hot like fire. I didn't realize that until you said that. So you've been jumping. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
We love your spirit too, man. And again, man, thank you for coming to the show, hanging out with us. You know, we got to talking to the kid. It's organic, and we so long. And I'm like, dang, Madison's chilling.
It's fine.
You get a chance to say a lot, but you know, this is the point of the show where we do give you an opportunity to say whatever you want to say to the people. You know, give them some words of encouragement or whatever. Right? It's on you, man.
I'll let Madison go first. I'll let ladies go first, unless she wants me to go.
You can go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I mean, I just I mean, I could sit here and say, you know, go to my website and all of that, but if I've done my job, then you already know. You know what I mean? Exactly. If I haven't, then there's more work to do. But something that there's 10 million things, but there's something I do want to say is that it hit me the other day. All this talk about Tubi and securing the bag and all this stuff. There's not a lot of talk about money management in this whole thing.
Ooh, speak on it.
And like investing this money, because this Tubi stuff doesn't last forever. The average I mean, pretty much, I don't know one actor that can solely has a career just off acting in Tubi movies and yada yada yada. Right. So like taking that money and putting it in places where it grows, and understanding that and passing those things down to your kids or even to the next filmmaker that's coming behind you, or the actresses or actors on set, giving that information so when they do get that money or that big click comes, they just don't go buy a car. You know, they put it in SP 500, something that can grow and for a rainy day or that come up day, whatever. But I think there needs to be a lot of talk about money management, and it'd be dope if we had like some black independent union, like our own kind of SAG thing. But we'll see.
Get it started, Nakia. Get it started, man.
Yeah, it's a lot though, because you're thinking about you getting into safety for women and people. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot to be responsible for. So, but I think it's needed.
It's needed. Madison.
I would just say this to the people out there, like Nakia says, I've been moving, so don't get discouraged. Keep going, keep striving. Always do your best, and just network. Like I don't know what else to say. Network.
Like
Your relationships matter. Like they matter. Like Nakia is like my uncle. Like
yeah, hey, you know what's funny, dude? Because all of them do be like, you got the daddy something, like the daddy syndrome, like act like a daddy or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just older. That's all.
He's just a cool uncle.
It is required that you have the wisdom to guide your troops, bro. You got the help. It's on you, Marcy.
Yes, I just want to say life is short. Watch your words, watch your actions. It makes a difference. We have our children coming up behind us. What are we leaving for them to do? And what are they watching and seeing us do? So just be careful what you're doing. Again, Nakia, I love the film. Madison, yes, keep up the great work, both of you.
Hey, I do want to say I got a big project, man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
So you want the three of us in it?
I'll see what I can do, but
what you said?
as far as I know right now, I'll see what I can do though. But I got a big project, man. This is the first time I publicly said anything about it to anybody. I'm not gonna give no details. Madison will know more a little later. But yeah, I got a big project working on. I'm super excited because I've been very patient and just trying to trust God in moments and things. And I'm just excited, man. I'm super excited. I wish I could tell you, but I can't.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
But wait till we get stay on after.
No, I'm saying like this is the first place I said
string us along.
So you know, I enjoy being on your show, man. The way it flows, the how y'all three come together is real good. Madison can probably tell you, even in her experiences, some interviews just aren't fun. You know what I mean? But I enjoy being up here with y'all. It feels like home, and I'm very grateful. So when it is time for me to announce that, y'all definitely be one of the first people.
Make sure of that, man. Make sure. We got we got your back, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gina, what you got?
Man, I just want to say I really appreciate you guys holding on to your morals and not falling into the status quo, because it's very easy to do, especially when they dangle that money in front of you. But these are the kind of films that a lot of us want to see. We don't want to see those sex films and all of the twerking and the, putting our race in certain categories. You guys have done such a great job to bring it all into a different light and hold steady. I love films like this. I'm serious about when we leave here, I'm going to get my bag of popcorn. I'm getting on the recliner, and I'm going to be on the tube. Okay.
I can't get no sleep because of y'all creators. No sleep because I get you guys on here, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it on the weekend, all right, and then we get to talking about it. I watch the trailer and I'll be like, God, dog, I'm gonna be 13, 14 o'clock in the morning.
I have to add, for those listening and watching, make sure you hit that like button, because there is a like button after the movie, or I think it may be before the movie and after.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. Just like you do on Facebook and Twitter and all of that, hit that like button. If you like the movie, hit that button.
Yes, hit that like button.
And don't forget,
make a sound bite out of that.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna send you the link to this anyway. But make sure you guys, man, we gotta help each other. Okay, we subscribe to an initiative called Barter Black, man. All right, and it's where if you have something that we can use, or we have something that you can use, let's talk to each other. Let's barter black. It doesn't have to cost a mint to do anything. Let's just barter with one another. We are our worst enemies because we are always trying to outdo each other. We don't have to outdo each other. Let's help each other. Let's just do it. Let's barter black. All right. Shout out to Nicole Murphy, and shout out to these people here. Madison, thank you so much for giving us some time to holler at you. Okay? Anytime you want to come back, Madison, just hit us up. Inbox me. It's on. Okay. And Nakia, you already know, man. You got the keys.
Hey, bro, I'm here, man.
I enjoyed you guys. We really enjoyed you guys.
And can I just shout out a few people real quick? Take like 5 seconds. I just want to shout out every other filmmaker I have ever met in my life, man. I know the struggle is real, and those that are really passionate about it, man, I know how real and hard it can get. And even for the actors, man, it's twice as hard because the actors are the face of everything. And if something goes bad, even though they might not get the finger pointed at it, people feel them, you know, and people don't understand that, you know. So if the image quality is real bad and the story is bad, yeah, such and such, but the actor's next movie, people still feel that, you know, even though they didn't write it or they didn't edit the movie. So I want to give just a shout out to those out here fighting, doing their thing, because it's not as easy as it seems. Being in front of these cameras, sometimes doing stuff you really don't feel like doing. So I just want to really encourage, you know, every actor, actress, and everybody, man. North Carolina, Georgia, wherever you at, just keep it really keep it moving.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Appreciate that message as well, man. We continue to celebrate you, brother. I can't wait till the next one come out. Gotta have you right back here doing the same thing. So we ready for you. Are you sure you don't want to give us the exclusive?
No, but I'm thinking about how can I get y'all in this movie, though. That's what I'm saying.
We can do it. We can do it. They're gonna fly.
We'll figure something out. I'll see what I can do. If not this one, maybe the next one. But we're gonna do something. I know I can figure something out.
We are patient, and we learned patience from you today, man. Of course, so we're good. Most definitely. Okay, just they're gonna be on, and I'll be on the cutting room floor. But I'm gonna scrape that film.
You're all gonna be on. We all gonna be on, man.
And I'm gonna put it on the wall to that plaque I got up there with me. Up there, man. It's gonna be all good. All right. Hey, this is Dope Living TV Live, man. We had a great time with you guys, and we will see you guys next week. Stay safe, y'all. All right.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Good night.